With the 2020 presidential election underway, we very often hear people say things such as, I'm not voting, it's one vote, my vote doesn't count. Or if we use an electoral college system, then what's the point? I'm here to tell you that that notion is very, very wrong. There have been 5 instances where the winner of the popular vote was not the person that won the presidency. In recent years, this happened in 2000 with the Bush-Gore election and in 2016 with the Trump-Clinton election. Now your next question would probably be, if the person that won the popular vote did not win the presidency, how does that work? The answer to that question is the Electoral College. The Electoral College is a voting body put in place by Congress to ensure that all states get a fair say in who we should elect as president. It gives every state, no matter where they are in the nation, no matter how large, how small, how big your population is, an equal chance of having your vote count to elect the next president. How does the Electoral College work? How does your representation in the Electoral College work? To answer that, we have to go back to our elementary school understanding of the Constitution. So in Articles 1 and 2 of the Constitution, it delegates that there will be a governing body of America, known as Congress, and it's broken into 2 parts, the Senate and the House of Representatives. In the Senate, every state gets 2 votes, that is equal fairness across the board, in order to pass bills and laws that better your state and your constituency. In the House of Representatives, it is population-based. Now, there's also an ordinance passed that there will be no more than 435 voting members in the House of Representatives. So with every 10 years that a census is done, the amount of representatives in each state does fluctuate depending on what the population of that specific state may be. So, to break it down for New Jersey, 1 person is equal to 1 popular vote. But if a candidate receives 51%, that's more than 50, of the popular vote, they receive all 14 possible electoral college votes for the state of New Jersey. This is true in 48 of the 50 states. No matter who, no matter what percentage, as long as it is over 50%, that single candidate receives every single vote that state has to offer. This is true with the exception of Maine and Nebraska, which use a proportional system, where they do based on a ratio of which candidate received 25% of the votes, they then receive 25% of the Electoral College votes. But again, that is only true in Maine and Nebraska. In New Jersey and in all 47 other states, we do use a winner-take-all Electoral College system. Now, our 14 Electoral College votes, again, are reminiscent of how we are broken down in Congress. So, 2 of these 14 votes represent our 2 senators. The remaining 12 represent our House of Representatives members. Now, 14 for a small state like New Jersey is not much, but we still receive a large amount of national media, national attention. Though we're not a battleground state, we are typically known as a swing state, a state that fluctuates year to year whether they vote Republican or Democratic. If you take a state like California, which receives 55 Electoral College votes, they get a lot more media attention and a lot more advertising and trips to the state from possible presidential candidates. Whomever wins California is already 20% of the way to winning the president. In order to win the presidency, you must receive 270 or more Electoral College votes. Now, again, 55 of that 270 is a big chunk to give to one state. Now, there is a process put into place if a state does not, if a candidate does not receive their 270 Electoral College votes. This process was only employed once in the 1824 election of John Quincy Adams. This goes back to where your representation matters and where the popular vote does in fact matter. When a state nominates and votes on a House of Representatives member for their congressional district or for a senator, that is purely based on the popular vote. Well, this system, if one candidate does not reach 270 Electoral College votes, goes back to your House of Representatives members and your senators. The House of Representatives, all 435 eligible voting members, vote from the top 3 candidates of who they vote as president. And again, based on your popular vote, who you have voted in as these members of the House of Representatives, you're voting these people to vote based on you, their constituency, their state, how they believe they feel. So again, if any one presidential candidate does not reach 270 Electoral College votes, the 435 members of the House of Representatives vote from the top 3 possible candidates on who they would like to see as president. Alternatively, the Senate, again, 2 members of the Senate from every single state, vote on who they would like to see as the vice president from the top 2 vice presidential nominees. So this could become very tricky, where you could have a Republican president and a Democratic vice president, or vice versa. So this is how to show, in some way, every single vote counts. While yes, we do use an electoral college system, the popular vote matters on voting on your senators and your House of Representative members. Thank you.